What we can tell you is that another FIR has been registered against the RCB. Our colleague Deepak is with us and he has more details. Tell us more, Deepak. Who has filed this FIR? What are the charges? Who's been named?
Well, the first FIR was taken up suo moto by the Cubbon Park police, where they had, made the RCB franchise. They had also named KSCA and also DNA events as the accused there and others. And they had detailed out some of the mistakes that they had done, lacunas on their part, and the reason why the stampede happened. This second FIR now that has been registered again in the Cubbon Park police station has been filed by a victim who was a part of that celebration and then eventually, of course, became a victim to the stampede, sustained injuries as well. He saw people there being hurt. He has detailed out everything that he saw, and he has said that he came there because of the social media post that was put up by the Royal Challengers and the announcement that they had made that the passes and the entry would be free. And he has blamed RCB, the event managers, DNA, and even the KSCA for what has transpired. Based on his complaint, now the second FIR has been registered. We of course have accessed the copy of the second FIR as well, which here has been filed under section 125A of the BNSO. It's a big development now that is coming to the fore. Again, would mean more trouble coming the way of the franchise, of the event management company and the State Cricket Association too.
And are there people already named in this FIR? I mean, has the police made this official? Do we have a copy of this, Deepak?
Yes, indeed, we do have a copy. In fact, I will try and put it out for our viewers as we speak at the moment. I'm going to request my video journalist here, Govind, to show us a copy that we have now accessed here. This is the FIR copy that we're looking at. You can see the FIR date 5/6/2025 with the crime number 124 of 2025 filed at the Cubbon Park police station under section 125A. And this is one of the victims of the stampede that has gone ahead and filed this complaint. I'm going to show you an important part here as well. Once again, as we could zoom in here, the RCB franchise, we've also seen here. So the DNA, company here, as you can see, they have all been named in this FIR. So this is another big development, like I said, and possibly more trouble coming the way of these three entities.
All right, so Deepak is holding up that FIR for us. That is an NDTV exclusive, and that tells you, remember, there is going to be more accountability, and no matter what anyone might want to say, Deepak, the point is that there are people who've lost their loved ones. You might have announced compensation, you might have said we've removed the police commissioner and everything else, but this does not solve the problem. And people have said that we'll give you money, can you get back our children? I mean, it's been that heartbreaking, Deepak.
Well, no amount of money can really bring back loved ones. And we've heard some strong statements coming in from the family of the victims. Some of them even saying, well, our income tax is nearly the amount that we pay each and every year, as much as the compensation that's being announced, which is of no use to us. If the management of the event was done well, if the security was provided, they would have not lost their loved ones. These are the kind of strong statements that have been coming in from the people. Now, yes, there are suspensions that have been ordered, the cases being registered, but the ultimate justice will only be when those who are guilty are actually brought to book, because usually you see FIRs being registered, you see some transfers, these are all knee-jerk reactions, but ultimately, if people get away with all of this, then, there's no justice really to the victims, and that is the most important aspect here.
Tells us that they will be able to in fact put out that copy of the FIR, the one that Deepak just showed to us on his phone, because it has just been registered. And Deepak, there is a bit in the FIR that you were also speaking about, of the fact that one of the victims here is speaking of the role of the RCB, the post that it had put out on the social media. Obviously, that is a critical evidence. Now, when this entire matter is going to be investigated, the court is apprised of this, how big a trouble this could be for those people who are still not accountable.
Well, yes, now we already see, of course, Nikhil, who has been picked up, Nikhil Sosali from the RCB management. He's approached the court saying, well, he does not have anything to do and it's unfair that he has been arrested. The KSCA is absolving themselves of responsibility and saying, well, it's the RCB, the DNA and the government which is to be responsible. The government is saying, well, we didn't do anything. The police failed. The RCB franchise didn't do their job. So everyone's really passing the buck. for the victims, those who are injured, where is the justice going to come from is the question. Hopefully, the courts will set these things right, because at the end of the day, that's the last place that citizens go to seeking justice.
And Deepak, just before I let you go, this has been a story again fronted by you, broken by you here. On our screens right now is a wider and a clearer copy of that FIR that has been accessed by NDTV. This, remember, ladies and gentlemen, has been filed by a victim. The victim then details the role of the RCB and also indicating that there was this post on the social media talking of celebrations. Now, did the cops know about this or not? Did the cops agree for this celebration or not? How did the role of the chief minister, the deputy come in here? The role of the franchisee itself, Deepak? These are important questions. But have we seen the RCB responding to this particular aspect of that social media announcement and the police saying that we had indicated very clearly that we don't have the wherewithal to deal with so much crowd?
Well, they have not responded to that particular aspect, because it's being evidently clear from various comments that have been coming in that, this post that was put up by the Royal Challengers Bengaluru on social media calling for this parade was put without permission from the police. If there was no permission, the police should have called up the franchise and asked them to delete that post, because at the end of the day, risking lives was not something that was called for. The government should have asked the police to take this action. So there's various things that can be pointed out here. Can we just say, well, the police did have, an issue with security arrangements which they couldn't provide for, but allowed for Royal Challengers to go out and make these announcements, allow people to come? Why did they allow that in the first place if there was somewhere a strong sense that something wrong could happen? Because nothing is worth, 11 lives. No amount of joy, no amount of celebration, no victory can really be compared now, because everyone, while they were in a jubilant mood, it ended in tragedy on the 4th of June.
Yes, and a tragedy that could have been averted, a tragedy that needs closure, a tragedy that will have to look for accountability. Deepak, for fronting that story, for accessing that FIR, thank you so much. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we head into another quick break, but do not go anywhere. We will continue to ask those questions. We will continue to get you more live updates also on the other side.